Gerald Mccoy, in my opinion, is the best Buccaneers defensive player that the Bucs have had in a long time. Maybe Levante David's better. Maybe. But if you're asking me, I think Gerald Mccoy is the best Bucs defensive player the Bucs have had in a very long time. And it's not that period. There's been a lot of criticism thrown towards Gerald McCoy for years now, but this offseason I've been paying more attention to it. People are saying trade him for a second-round pick. People are saying if he doesn't do good this year, there are no excuses. He finally has the help he needs, so he shouldn't be getting double-teamed anymore, which, by the way, he gets double-teamed a lot, and we'll get into the stats later. But he finally has the help he needs. So he should have no excuses. We shouldn't have to defend him anymore. Defending means that you're making excuses, in my opinion. You know, you're just trying to come up with excuses sometimes. That's what you may label defending as. A lot of people say that McCoy's had a lot of excuses. I don't think it's excuses. I think it's facts. So I'm going to break into the numbers for you real quick, okay? Gerald McCoy's played 8 years in the NFL, okay? He's currently number 3 for current defensive tackles career sacks. The only 2 guys above him are Geno Atkins and Ndamukong Suh. Both were taken in the same draft as Gerald McCoy. He has 48.5 career sacks. He averages 6 sacks a year right now at this current rate. Warren Sapp played 13 years and he averaged 7.4. He's a 6-time Pro Bowler, number 3 overall pick in 2010, 3-time first-team All-Pro, 1-time second-team All-Pro, and number 4 on the Bucs' all-time sack list. The only 3 guys above him: Hall of Famer Leroy Selmon, Hall of Famer Warren Sapp, and potential Hall of Famer Simeon Rice. If Gerald McCoy continues to play till he's 35 like Warren Sapp, and he continues on his current average, if he at least hits his average of 6 sacks a season for these next 5 years, he will be tied for number 1 with Leroy Selmon. Just throwing that out there. A lot of people say that Gerald McCoy's injury prone. His first 2 seasons, he missed 13 games. He played 13 games as a rookie. He played 6 in his second year. So he missed 13 games his first 2 years, and I'll give you credit for that. Keep in mind, he's always started since he's joined the league. Since he's joined the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a rookie, he's always started. His past 6 years, he's only missed 6 games. He's averaging 1 missed game a year. You can have some credit to say that, okay, his first 2 years, he did have a little bit of some injury issues. These past 6 years, I don't think so. And the fact that we highlight so much when he is out shows how valuable he is to this team. But again, I'll get into the stats later. The last double-digit sack defensive end the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have had. It's a fun fact. I'll give you a second to guess, actually. I'll give you a second to guess, okay? Ready? Ready? 3, 2, 1. If you guessed Simeon Rice in 2005 with 14 sacks, you would be correct. 2005, 5 years before Gerald McCoy joined this team, was the last time the Buccaneers had a double-digit sack defensive lineman, period. Period. That is insane. That is insane. So let's go through a little bit more numbers. So people always say, the excuse of Gerald McCoy. He always makes the excuse that he doesn't have help. He always complains that he doesn't have help. That's not an excuse. That is a fact of life. That is a fact. If there are 3 things that are certain, it's death, taxes, and Gerald McCoy doesn't get help. That's it. That's it. We're going to look through the numbers real quick, okay? Just keep with me. And I understand I'm very ranty in this video, but I needed to make this video. I needed to. There's going to be another video going up tonight where I talk about the quarterbacks for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and just talk about that position, but we'll get to that. In 2010, the 2 starting defensive ends combined for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Tim Crowder and Styles White, combined for 9.5 sacks. Gerald McCoy had 3, which ranked number 4 on the team for sacks that year. 2011, it was Michael Bennett and Adrian Claiborne. 11.5 sacks. Gerald McCoy had 1 that was 9th on the team. Fair credit. Michael Bennett was a productive defensive end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Guess what happened? Well, we shipped him away after the 2012 season. Greg Schiano didn't want him. Look what happened. He went and won a Super Bowl with the Seattle Seahawks. And he's now with a former Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles. And he also did really good for those teams as well. Anyway, 2012. They combined for 13 sacks. Gerald McCoy had 5. That was 2nd on the team. Michael Bennett led the team. we then shipped Michael Bennett away. And this is where things really start to take a turn. Really bad after the 2012 season after Michael Bennett leaves, okay? 2013, the 2 starting defensive ends for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers that year for the 2013 season combined for 5.5 sacks. Gerald McCoy has 9.5. That leads the team. Number 2 in 2013 was Lavonte David, a right outside linebacker who is not primarily used as a pass rusher. He's a coverage right outside linebacker. The Buccaneers have not played in a 3-4 defense in a very, very long time. So Lavonte David isn't primarily used as a pass rushing linebacker. He had number 2 in sacks. Not a defensive end, not another defensive tackle, a right outside linebacker. In 2014, the 2 starting defensive ends combined for 6 sacks. Gerald McCoy had 8.5. That led the team as well. In 2015, the 2 starting defensive ends combined for 10 sacks. Gerald McCoy had 8.5. That led the team as well. 2016, the 2 starting defensive ends had 9.5 sacks combined. Gerald McCoy had 7. That led the team as well. 2017, the 2 starting defensive ends for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers combined for 4 sacks. Gerald McCoy had 6. That led the team. Gerald McCoy has been your Tampa Bay Buccaneers sack team leader since 2013. That's insane. That's 5 seasons where Gerald McCoy has led the team in sacks. He's a pass rushing defensive tackle, sure, but you don't really expect your starting defensive tackle to lead your team in sacks for 5 seasons straight. Especially whenever he hasn't gotten double-digit sacks. That's usually shouldn't happen. That probably shouldn't happen. I'm not an expert. I'm not. I'm just a kid who's upset about criticism thrown Gerald McCoy's way, but that shouldn't happen. He's led the team. He's led the team for 5 years. That's crazy to me. That's crazy to me. So, for all the criticism that's thrown Gerald McCoy's way, I don't agree with it. In my opinion, he is the best. He's obviously the best thing that we've had as a pass rusher for the past 5 years. You want to get rid of that? I'm not too sure about that. I'm not too sure about that. I can understand. Well, he'll cost a lot of money. Gerald McCoy's been a very loyal guy. Gerald McCoy's been a very, very, very loyal player to this team. He could have left after his first contract. He signed another contract with us. He could have asked to be traded. He could have asked to be traded. Players do that all the time. Gerald McCoy is, not from what I've heard, I've never heard of Gerald McCoy asking to be traded. There's never been rumors of him being traded, at least not to my memory. There's never been legitimate talks. He's a franchise guy. He's one of the best players the Buccaneers have ever had. Period. I want to see him finish his career for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and you know, he just got double teamed all those years, and he was still our leading sack guy for multiple seasons. You know, and he was at least number 2 for 6. He was number 2 or better for 6 seasons. Ever since he actually started, ever since his first 2 injury-prone years, he's been the second best or the best pass rusher on this team. That's pretty darn good, in my opinion. Yeah, that's kind of it. Gerald McCoy. That's why Gerald McCoy is the best, if not the second best, behind Lavonte David, the best defensive player on this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team, and he has been the best defensive player for this Tampa Bay Buccaneers team at least since 2012, in my opinion. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this down in the comment section below. Do you like Gerald McCoy? Do you hate Gerald McCoy? Do you think we should keep him? Do you think we should get rid of him? What do you think we should do with Gerald McCoy? Do you think he is one of the best Buccaneers defenders we have ever had? Do you think he's overrated? What do you think? In my opinion, he's one of the best Bucs defenders we've ever had. He's right up there. If he finishes his career with the Bucs, he'll be right up there with Leroy Selman, Warren Sapp, and Simeon Rice in my mind. He's right below him right now. He's right behind him. He's the 4th best defensive lineman we've ever had. The 4th best. And he's a defensive tackle, not a defensive end. That's crazy to me. That's crazy. I don't know. Anyway, I don't know. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed this video. And as always, I will see you in the next video, which should be going up very soon. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye for now, guys. See ya.